Welcome to Unplug and Be Mindful Yoga. I'm Lisa, and I'll be leading you in a chair flow. So hopefully you have a chair without arms, like this one. This is just a folding chair. I'm on a mat so I don't slip, but maybe you're on the carpet, and that would be terrific. If you have a strap, that would be great. You can purchase them. I made this out of a yoga mat, an old yoga mat. I cut out, I think it's a 2-inch swath, and it makes about 15 straps. But it's nice and soft, has a little bit of stretch, which is nice. So here you are on your chair. Settle in, take a breath. I'm going to take my socks off, but you don't have to. No. And just get comfortable. Find your comfortable seat. Try not to lean back in the chair so that you use your core to support you. You're trying to find a nice tall spine. Depending on how tall you are, maybe you're on the balls of the feet, maybe your feet are flat. If you have blocks or books, you could prop them underneath your feet so that your legs are kind of at a 90 degree from your hips. Up to you. Just find a comfortable seat. Take a breath here, settle. Congratulate yourself for taking the time for yourself to do something good for you, to quiet your mind, stretch out your body, and feel nice. We'll begin with a little breath work. So what we're going to do is we'll take our hands down to our sides, palms face forward. We're going to inhale our hands forward in front of us. Little sip of air in again out to the sides, and then sip again in, and then exhale down. So it's a so this is breath of joy. You're going to start doing this at your pace. Doesn't have to be huge movements. It can be small. Just find your breath. If you feel yourself getting dizzy, take a break. Otherwise, we're just going to do it a few more times. Maybe your head looks down on that exhale, forcing the air out. Inhale, inhale, exhale. Taking your time. Slowing down. Couple more times. One more time. And when you next come down, just stay down so your head is looking down. You still have a nice tall spine. Arms are down by your sides. Wiggle those fingers. Move those thumbs. Notice how you feel. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And then with those fingers wiggling, breathe those arms all the way up to the ceiling. Take a breath here. Gaze can follow up to the ceiling. Don't crank your neck. Don't reach those shoulders up. Turn those palms out, still wiggling those fingers. Bring those arms all the way out to the sides. And then a nice big stretch out to the side. Shoulders slide down your back. Breathe here. And then just let those arms come down to the sides again. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, the hands to heart center. Bring those hands into your heart. Give it a little tap here. And then bring those hands down to your sides. And just look over to your left side. Shoulders slide down the back. Feel that stretch on the neck. Inhale that head to center. Exhale over to the left side. Find a few of these at your own breath. So you're inhaling to center, exhaling to the other side. You're moving that head with the breath. Nice. And then when you next come over, over to your right side, you're going to come to center. And let's inhale those arms all the way up to the ceiling, taking your time. Wiggle those fingers, releasing those joints, tendons, ligaments in those hands. And then gently just drop that right arm to your right side. Left hand is pointing up to the ceiling. Wiggle those fingers here. Bring that right hand to the lap, and then left hand stretches over to the side. Side body stretch here. Make sure you're grounding those sits bones evenly so you're not coming up off the chair. You're sitting evenly, finding a nice stretch on the side body. Breathing, filling the rib cage on that side body. Take a big inhale here. And then on the exhale, turn that upper palm towards the ceiling. Bring that hand straight up. And then just let that hand come down to your side, but hold it out a little bit. Take that ear, take that right ear gently to the right shoulder. Shoulders are still sliding down your back. Right hand is just resting on your lap. Left hand hangs out for a little, kind of a little weight to get some stretch on the side of that neck. Breathe into that side neck. You can look down to the floor. Notice how that stretch feels. Little smile. You can bring the gaze back to center. Still feeling the stretch on the side of the neck, ear to shoulder. And then you can breathe that left hand all the way up to the ceiling, and then breathe it over. Bring those left fingers to the side of your head and just help your head back to center. Inhale that left arm straight up to the ceiling. Turn that palm. Sweep that hand all the way down to your side. Wiggle those left fingers. And then bring that left hand to your lap. And then inhale that right arm straight up to the ceiling. And then overhead. Wiggling those fingers. Breathing. You can look down to the floor, relaxing that neck. You can look towards the screen, breathing. Filling that rib cage, breathing in positive, exhaling out anything negative. You can inhale that right arm straight up to the ceiling. Sorry, you're holding that stretch on the side of that neck. You're going to let that right hand just float down to your side. You're going to hold it away from your body about a foot or so. You can quiet those fingers. They're going to act as a little bit of a weight to stretch now the right side of your neck. So you're thinking really nice long neck. You can look down to the floor. You can look towards me. You can smile. Finding that nice stretch on the side of the neck. Breathing. Take a couple more breaths here, finding that nice stretch. And then inhale that right arm straight up to the ceiling. Inhale the opposite arm up to meet it. Twinkle those fingers. And then just bring those hands down to your sides. And we're going to look side. We can bring those hands to our thighs. Look side to side again. This time, we'll hold on that right side. We'll bring that right hand up, palm facing forward, and just bring that palm to the side of your face. Push your hand to your cheek, cheek to hand. Then release it. See if you get a little bit more range of motion. Let's try that again. So you're pushing your cheek to your hand, hand to your cheek, gently, not forcing. Release. Do you find a little bit more movement, a little bit more release? Shoulders slide down your back. One more time, cheek to hand, hand to cheek. Notice you find a little bit more movement, a little bit more range of motion. Breathe here. And then just ever so gently and slowly, we're going to roll that head down to center. Again, this is gentle. And then we're going to inhale to the opposite side. And then back to center. Inhaling to the opposite side. So this is gentle. Do a few of these at your pace, but notice how nice they feel. Notice the slower you go, the nicer it feels. Just releasing the back of the neck, the shoulders. When you next come to center, come to stillness. Then lift your head up, eyes towards the camera. Eyes towards the screen, sorry. Lift your shoulders, bring your shoulders back a little bit and slide them down your back. Let's do a few of these. So we're inhaling those shoulders straight up to our ears, gently bringing those shoulder blades together and then allowing them to slide down our back. A couple more. Doing this with the breath. One more time. Big inhale. Shoulder blades together. Exhale down the back. Nice. And just let your shoulders relax. Take a breath here. Notice how you feel. And then we're going to inhale over to that left side. We're going to bring that left hand up. Bring the left hand to the left cheek. We're going to push cheek to hand, hand to cheek. And then notice if you have a little bit more range of motion. And then bring that hand to the cheek again. Hand to cheek, cheek to hand, little isometric. Not a great big push, just little. Maybe find a little bit more motion here, a little bit more range. Last time, hand comes up, gentle, isometric movement here. Then release, maybe find a little bit more movement. And then just gently bring that head to center, bring that left ear to left shoulder. One more time. Back to center, and then right ear to right shoulder. Breathing. And then we're just going to wiggle our fingers. We'll bring our left hand to our lap. Right hand is going to come up onto our right shoulder for like a little chicken arm. We're going to make some circles with that right side, lubricating that shoulder joint. Breathing. Smiling. Nice and slow. And then when you come to center, come to stillness, reverse direction. Nice and slow. Lubricating that shoulder joint. Notice any sticky crack, places that crack. Big joint here. Come to center, come to stillness. And then take your thumb to your forefinger like you're holding a sewing needle, and we're going to make a figure 8 to the side, or an infinity symbol. So it comes forward a little, comes back. I'm rotating my hand so the thumb is down, and when I come up, my palm is up. Don't overthink it, just see what feels good for you and your body. You're opening that shoulder, you're rolling it down. You're engaging your core, so you're not just slouching into your seat, you're actively sitting nice and tall. Elbow stays bent. Don't lock out any joints. Just lubricating that shoulder. Nice. And then just come to center with that hand, come to stillness. Bring that right hand to right leg. Take that left hand out to your side, bring it out to the side, and then bend that left elbow, left hand to left shoulder. And we'll do some circling on this side, lubricating this shoulder. Nice. Taking your time. Nice big circles or little circles. You listen to your shoulder. Listen to what it's telling you. If it's saying this hurts, don't do it. Or modify it. Maybe it's teeny little circles feels good. Maybe it's great big circles. Or maybe it's somewhere in the middle. It's your shoulder. It's your time. It's your body. When you next come to center, come to stillness, and then reverse direction. With the breath is moving that arm, lubricating that beautiful shoulder of yours. Notice if this shoulder feels any different than the other shoulder. Usually they are. And then when you next come to center, come to stillness, release the hand from the shoulder, take your thumb to that forefinger, and we'll sew here. So the needle goes up and down like we're sewing through fabric, like you have thread, and you're making a figure 8 or an infinity symbol. Notice how this direction feels on this side. Notice if it feels any different. We're breathing the entire time we're doing this. Maybe it's an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Engaging that core when you exhale, forcing all the air out, breathing all kinds of new energy in, exhaling out anything that doesn't feel good. Come to center, come to stillness, and then reverse direction on those circles, on that figure 8. Notice if this direction feels strangely different, because you are using different parts of that shoulder, different muscles to behave differently. Muscles only have one job, and that's to contract. So there's always opposing muscles, one to contract, and then the other one will release the opposing one. So that's why it might feel different. And then just come to stillness with that hand. Just bring your hands right in front of you, wiggle those fingers, roll out those wrists, maybe interlace those fingers, turn them away from you towards the camera, towards the wall in front of you. Feel that nice stretch. Don't lock out those elbows, but feel the stretch in the fingers. If you have any joints that bother you, this might be a really nice thing to do. You can inhale those arms straight overhead, release them, feel a nice stretch straight up to the ceiling, look up, turn those palms out, and then let those arms float back down to your sides. Now, if you have a strap handy, you can grab it. If you don't, it's okay. You can do this without a strap. You can use a bathrobe strap. You can use a doggy leash. You can make your own, or you can buy one, up to you. Don't let that stop you. And again, you don't even need one if you don't have one. If you do have one, we're going to bring our arms to goalposts. If you don't have one, bring your arms to goalposts. And we'll adjust as we start doing this little X stretch. So we're going to inhale our arms right here, and then exhale those arms in front of us, keeping that kind of goalpost cactus arms. And then inhale back up, taking your time, slow, slow, slow. Now you might have to adjust and widen your hands, because we're going to bring those arms behind us, gently, only as far as feels good for you. And then inhale in front of us, and back and forth, inhaling wherever feels good, exhaling wherever feels good. Don't overthink the breathing. As long as you're breathing, that's a good thing. Try to be mindful about how you're sitting. So you're sitting nice and tall, maybe not leaning against the back of that chair. You're using your core to support you, not the back of the chair. You're finding a nice, tall spine. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's do one more back. Maybe we hold back here when we get here. Opening out that chest. Feel how nice that feels. Long, long neck. Sliding the shoulders down our back. Turning the corners of our mouth up for a little smile. Sounds hokey, but it feels good. So inhale those arms straight up to the ceiling. Hold here. Relax those elbows. And then just bend, twist over to the left side. And back to center. Twist over to the right. If your arms are getting tired, feel free to just bring them down to your hips, but still finding a little twist. Side, side. When you next come to center, you can release that strap down to the floor. It's fine. And just take your hands to your thighs and just push down, finding that nice height, lengthen that spine. Your breath. We're just going to bring our hands out to the side, palms up. And we're going to twist over to the right side. So right hand's going to come forward, left hand's going to go back. We're trying to keep our hips square. We're just twisting from the waist. And then we're going to inhale, slow, 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 towards. So now it's left hand forward, right hand back. Again, trying to keep those hips square. We'll do this a few times. Your pace, your breath, making sure to breathe. Keeping those knees parallel, don't let them splay out. So maybe you're keeping those legs active as well. Back and forth. Nice. And then when you next come to the side, just keep your hands here. Another stretch, outstretched hands, side, side. And then twinkle those fingers, bring them up overhead. Nice long spine here. And then just sweep those arms back down by your sides. Roll those shoulders again a couple times. And let's just do one more arm exercise. We're going to sweep those arms up overhead. Palms are going to face the wall in front of you. And then with acting like you're moving through molasses or sand, you're going to inhale, and then you're going to, on the exhale, you're going to squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Bring those elbows down to your side so it's strong. Imagine you have weights in your hands. Up, maybe you touch those index fingers together and then back down. Like a bellows. So on the inhale, you're opening out those lungs, breathing in as much air as you can. And then on that exhale, you're squeezing out all the air out of those lungs. You have the ability to make yourself feel good, to move energy. So take advantage of it. One more time, deep breath in, opening out, breathing in, and then exhaling everything out. You can bring your hands to your knees and just bring that chin to your chest, stretching the back of your neck, sitting up nice and tall, keeping those elbows bent. Breathe here. And then you can just bring your hands to the sides of your chair, or maybe to the base of your chair right here. We're going to engage that core, and we're just going to lift that left knee to belly. Just a little lift, just lifting it off the floor. So you're contracting that belly muscle, and then you're letting it come back down. So you're going to inhale, and then exhale that belly into your spine. So it's an inhale down, and an exhale, contracting that belly. The belly lifts that leg. Just the little lift is fine for 3, 2, and 1. Maybe you hold here, maybe little pulses for 3, 2, and 1. And just release that left leg. Take that, lift that left foot off the mat and just roll that foot one direction. And then come to stillness, roll the foot the opposite direction. Breathing. Come to stillness with that foot. Spread those toes nice and wide if you can. And then gently curl those toes. Not aggressively, just gently. And then spread those toes wide, 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 or imagine you can, even if you can't. And then gently curl those toes. And let's do that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And just let that foot come to stillness. Relax that foot. And then let's just walk that left foot out to the side a little bit. Just find a nice little hip opener here. Both feet can be flat on the floor if that feels good. If it doesn't, maybe you come up on the ball of that foot, or maybe you walk yourself towards the edge of your chair a little bit. Just opening out that left hip a little bit. Maybe you take that left hand to that left knee, reach the right hand up, and just sweep that right hand to your right hip, or to maybe to the side of your chair, finding a little bit more twist. Maybe to that hip for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Sweep both arms up to the ceiling. Twinkle those fingers. Let those hands come back down to your sides. Use that right hand to the left hand to the left knee, and bring your knees together, and just shake out your legs a little bit. Breath here. Nice. And then we're just going to do those leg lifts on this side. So you're going to inhale that right knee to your belly, towards your belly, and then back down to the floor. It's an inhale down, exhale, contract that leg. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe we do some pulses here. For 4, 3, 2, maybe we flex that foot, and 1. And then allow that right foot to come down to the mat. Take that right knee with your right hand and just open out that foot a little bit. Both feet can be flat on the mat. You're opening out that right hip. You can bring that right hand to the inside of that right knee maybe, or the right thigh, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to inhale that left hand up. Maybe we do that chicken arm so we don't put stress on that shoulder if this isn't right for you, or if this isn't right for you. You find your spot on your body that feels right and feels good. Opening out that hip, finding that nice twist, that nice opening. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then breathe those arms up to center. Exhale those hands down. Bring the right hand to the right leg and bring that leg back to meet the other. Take your hands to your thighs. Give yourself some massaging here. Maybe you can take that right ankle right above the left knee, maybe, for this figure 4 here, opening out the hip again. Maybe you can take your hand to your thigh, inside and outside. Roll the inside in, outside out, finding a little bit more opening on that hip. Find a nice tall spine. Breathe here. Maybe you come up on the ball of that left foot for a little bit more stretch. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Here you can maybe give your foot a little massage. Take your thumb to that arch, maybe to the toes, little bend. Nice. Take a couple more breaths here. Maybe you inhale your arms straight up to the ceiling, bring them out in front of you, twinkle those fingers, and then take that right arm under the left, give yourself a big hug. So the left arm's on top, right arm's on the bottom. Bring those hands to the shoulders, opening out the back of body, still finding a nice tall spine. Big breath in, big breath out. maybe you explore a little twist over to the left, very small, back to center, and then over to the right, keeping that spine nice and tall. Back to center, uncross those arms, bring them back down to center, then you can use your hands to bring that leg off of the other leg. Kind of shake out those legs a little bit, maybe roll them in and out, maybe a little side here. And then let those legs come to stillness, and then bring that left ankle to the right knee, opening out that left hip. Again, you can take those hands, you can roll the inner thigh towards you, outer thigh away from you. Sit up nice and tall. You can massage the arch of that left foot, maybe squeezing the heel, maybe bending and flexing those toes. Feet don't get enough love. Unless you know somebody that's really good with feet. And then we're going to inhale those arms straight up to the ceiling. Find length, find height. Twinkle those fingers, bring them out in front of you. This time we'll bring the left arm under, right arm and top. I think I just messed that up, so we're going to come back out, open them up. We're going to bring the right arm under, left arm on top. That's what we're doing. And we're going to give ourselves a big hug. Hands come to shoulders. Lift them up a little bit, but slide the shoulders down. So elbows come up a little, shoulders slide down. Nice tall spine. Nice tall spine. And now let's twist over to the right side. Take a breath here, back to center, and then exhale over to the left side. And then back to center. You can release those arms, let them come down to your sides. Breath here. And then use your hands to take that leg off of that knee. Let it come back down to the floor. Maybe you do a few toe lifts, lifting those heels. Heels up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then maybe you just extend that left leg and flex, point that left foot. Nice. You can even support that thigh with your hands. Can come to stillness with that foot again and make some circles. Notice how that ankle feels. Trying to get some oxygen into those feet. We keep our feet pretty quiet. We keep them in shoes, locked up kind of, so they're not getting a whole lot of oxygen like our hands do. So come to stillness with that foot and reverse direction. Smile. Come to stillness. Spread those toes again. Gently fold them. Spread them nice and wide. How much space can you find between each toe? Gently fold them. Can you do that wiggling thing that you do with your fingers with your toes, or can you imagine that you can? And then let that left foot come back down to the mat. And just notice, close your eyes, notice one foot compared to the other. Does one feel like maybe it's kind of buzzing a little bit, vibrating, like you move some fluids, stretch some muscles? And then just gently take some gentle fists and just tap. Tap your thighs, tap the top, walk them from your knees to your hips, come to the sides, breathing, maybe the inside. Nice. Come to stillness, and then extend, maybe again you're holding, extend that right leg out, flex, point that right foot. Come to stillness with that foot and make some circles. One direction. Notice how this ankle feels compared to the other. Maybe these are super slow, super small. Maybe they're as big as you can make them. Try to keep your leg from moving, just the foot. Come to stillness, reverse direction. Nice. Come to stillness with that foot. Spread those toes nice and wide, and then gently curl them. Spread the toes. See how much space you can feel. You can manage between each toe. If you can't find any, just pretend you are, and then gently curl those toes again. Spread them one more time. This time, can you try to wiggle those toes independently, just like you do your fingers? Not so easy. And then just come to stillness with that foot. Allow that foot to come back down to the mat. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice how your feet feel. Take a little full body scan here. Notice how you feel from your toes to your knees to your hips, belly, your chest, your arms, your hands, shoulders, your neck. Try releasing your jaw, opening your mouth a little bit, moving your jaw side to side. Let those eyes go soft. Relax the forehead. And if no one's in your space with you, we're just going to release our face. Or maybe you don't care. I don't care. What we're going to do is do a little lion's breath here to end our practice. So pretend you've just bitten into a lemon, and you'll scrunch up your face a whole big bunch on your inhale. And then on your exhale, you're going to stick your tongue out and open your eyes. And if you have the courage, you're going to make a sound like a lion, I guess. So it's an inhale. Not pretty, but we're going to do it. So inhale. Let's do two more. Nice. And just relax your face. Come to a normal breath, a regular breath. Close your eyes. Just bring your arms, breathe your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Palms come together. Let those hands come down in front of your body, down to heart center in prayer. You can take those hands, tap your heart, reminding yourself it's still there. And then come to stillness with those hands. Take a breath here. We're going to join our voices for the sound of Om, so we'll inhale together. Inhale all that nice energy in. Exhale anything that's left over out. Thank you so much for joining me. We bow together, acknowledge each other, and say Namaste.